Hey, good morning. How are we doing today? It's fair. Oh, I'm getting out for an early walk in nature before I go do all my medical appointments. I have 3 today, I think. Anyway, so whenever you see this, make sure at some point you get up today, stretch a little bit, drink some water, take your meds, that applies to you. Eat something if you can. And I hope that you remember that you are loved, you matter. I'm so glad you're here with me. And I hope that you have an awesome day. At the first appointment for the day, something motivational and inspiring that makes us want to go forth and do difficult things. The first appointment went well. No major complaints there. Let's go get some coffee and read for a little bit before the next appointment. Time for my second appointment. I don't want to go. Oh, just some days it's exhausting. It's not that any of my appointments are that harrowing in and of themselves. It's just not a fan of going into medical spaces, to be honest with you. I'm thankful for them. I'm grateful for them, but anyway, it's tiresome. All right, let's be thankful, gratitude that I have healthcare. Many don't. I need to count my blessings. Let's do this. Second appointment is done, and it is time for lunch. I really love the time I've been spending in this book, the Mindful Self-Compassion Workbook by Kristen Neff and Christopher Germer. It has been really helpful. It's a book that my therapist recommended to me, and I spend time during the week going through it, especially my self-care, healthcare day, taking a chapter, reading through it, and meditating on the lessons and going through the exercises. And there's one that I want to share with you that I found really, really meaningful. It's called Silver Linings. Another important aspect of living deeply is learning from struggles and challenges in our lives. While most of us are afraid of hardship and failure, it's often these experiences that teach us lessons we wouldn't have learned otherwise. Thich Nhat Hanh says, "No mud, no lotus." In other words, without being rooted in the muck of life, we wouldn't be able to blossom into our full potential. Challenges can force us to go deeper inside and discover resources and insights we didn't know we had. And this is the exercise. Think of a past struggle in your life that seemed very difficult or even impossible to bear at the time, and that looking back taught you an important lesson. Choose an event that is far enough in the past that it is clearly resolved and you learned what you needed to learn. What was the situation, and what did you learn? I would say for me, last fall, realizing that, and my health kind of deteriorated to the point where teaching was no longer in my future or present, no longer what I was doing. And that was a very traumatic event for me. But I learned that I still have things to give. I still have ways to live a life with meaning and purpose. And I can still be an educator or a teacher here on this platform, sharing what I learned on my own journey. And I'm still able to serve or help the educational community through my other skills of creativity and writing and storytelling by doing marketing and other things like that for a school. And I'm still able to do tutoring for students. So there are still ways for me to walk out that purpose or that core value of being an educator. It just looks different from what I thought before. And that really ties into what we were talking about yesterday, about learning to go with the flow of life and being like water. And so likewise, I'm still an educator, but the shape has changed. Just like how water poured into a glass or poured into a bowl will change its shape based on what it's poured into. And so something that I'm trying to implement into my daily practice is to remember that my identity, who I am and what I am, stays the same, even if life pours me into different shapes, even if it feels like life is evaporating me through the heat of circumstances, even if life feels like it's hardening me through freezing circumstances. I am still who and what I am, but the shape and the way I interact with those circumstances may need to change. I hope that makes sense. Let me know what you think. Like I said, I found it very helpful. All right, let's go to our last appointment of the day. Final appointment for the day is done. So yay! That is, yeah. So I'm gonna go for a walk, and I think I'm gonna end the vlog here for today. But thank you for coming along with me as I go through my day and try to make living with chronic illness and having multiple appointments in a day a vibe to the best of my ability. I hope it inspired you to embrace some mindfulness and finding ways to bring joy into the mundane and boring things of life, and to look around your city, town where you live, and look for little, small, beautiful spaces that you could rest in and find some peace in. All right, friends, it's time for your next adventure. I'll miss you.